Welcome to the class where tech takes the lead. Adam Todd here with just what you need. Teachers everywhere, let's elevate the game. With digital tools, we'll never be the same. In this podcast, we'll uncover the trends, from apps to gadgets on which we depend. Connect with your students in ways so fresh, innovative minds put to the test. In this podcast, we'll uncover the trends, from apps to gadgets on which we depend. Connect with your students in ways so fresh, innovative minds put to the test. Classroom dynamics where we all unite. Education future shining bright, with Adam Todd guiding us through. Teachers' paradise coming true.
Classroom Dynamics is supported by Logitech. As education continues to evolve, so does Logitech Education, your partner in content creation for the classroom. With Logitech's cutting-edge technology, students not only learn but also become content creators. Whether it's in person or online, Logitech's tools are designed to inspire educators and learners alike. Capture every educational moment in stunning detail and edit, produce, and share your creative journey with ease. Logitech Education, inspiring the next generation of creators. For more, visit logitech.com/education, transforming classrooms one innovation at a time. AI can save teachers time, but what if it could do more? With Your Way, AI is built specifically for your school or district, aligning cutting-edge technology with your instructional goals, strategies, and vision. Empower teachers to personalize instruction, create engaging lessons, and implement innovative practices, all while saving time for what matters most. Why settle for one-size-fits-all AI? Customize and build your way safely and seamlessly. Discover AI that works your way at yourwaylearning.com. Welcome to Classroom Dynamics, the podcast where we get into the exciting world of technology and education. Hi everybody, I'm your host Adam Todd, and on the show today, we're diving into the story of someone who's proving that one person, no matter how young, can truly change the world. Our guest today is none other than Ryan Hickman, the 15-year-old recycling advocate you've likely seen on NBC Nightly News, The Ellen Show, Good Morning America, and across social media platforms everywhere. He's also been featured in National Geographic, Time Magazine, and the New York Times. But Ryan's journey started long before the headlines. In 2012, when Ryan was just 3 years old, he took a trip to a local recycling center with his dad, and after cashing in a few small bags of bottles and cans, he realized that recycling was his future. The very next day, he asked his parents if he could hand out plastic bags to neighbors, hoping that they had saved the recyclables for him. And it worked. Now Ryan has customers all over Orange County in California, and his mission is to keep cans and bottles from reaching the ocean, protecting the environment that we all share. Beyond recycling, Ryan is committed to environmental education, giving presentations at schools, events, and conferences, inspiring others to take action as well. His message is simple but powerful. Every person can make a difference. Ryan's story is a testament to the impact of dedication and personal responsibility, and we're excited to have him here as our special guest today. When we come back, Ryan Hickman is here to inform, inspire, and prove that one person can indeed make a difference. So get those recycling bins ready to go. It's all coming up next on Classroom Dynamics. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Teachers, are you looking for resources that spark creativity and inspire learning? Look no further than Highly Motivated on Teachers Pay Teachers. From comprehensive lesson plans and interactive lab books to engaging informational test prep passages, Highly Motivated has everything you need to keep your students motivated and excited to learn. Whether it's a quick activity or a full unit, these resources are designed to save you time and help students succeed. Highly Motivated, motivating teaching resources that engage and inspire. Search Highly Motivated on Teachers Pay Teachers today.
Meet Ryan Hickman, an environmental hero whose passion for cleaning beaches and recycling has sparked global movement. From the shores of Southern California to coastlines around the world, Ryan's message is clear. Every action, no matter how small, matters. That's why he founded Project 3R, a nonprofit dedicated to making a real impact in our environment through its community cleanup events and its education outreach programs. Together, we can make a world of difference.
He's the founder of Ryan's Recycling, the nonprofit Project 3R, and Recycle from Home, a mobile recycling pickup service, and he's only 15 years old. It is my pleasure to welcome the very inspirational and eco-minded Ryan Hickman to Classroom Dynamics. Welcome to the show. I am so excited to have you here today.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Going to be a lot of fun, a lot to get to. So you are only 15 years old, but the journey with recycling started when you were just 3, when your dad took you to a recycling center to bring some cans and bottles in. I'm sure you've told this story a billion times before, but do you remember that exact moment that first sparked your passion with recycling and in turn became aware of how all this environmental information needs to get across to people and all the aspects of it? Do you remember that moment?
I don't really remember that moment. All I know is I fell in love with recycling and I just loved it ever since. And I know it's helping the planet, so I just want to keep doing it.
So it's all dad's fault, basically, is what you're saying.
Well, I mean, I wasn't able to drive at 3, so technically, sort of. If he didn't drive you there, then none of this would have happened.
Yeah, that's true. So you've grown from collecting recyclables in your neighborhood to running multiple initiatives like Ryan's Recycling, Project 3R, and Recycle from Home. Tell everyone a little bit about each one of those initiatives.
Ryan's Recycling is a pickup service. It's just me and my dad. We go around usually on Saturdays and pick up from handful of customers that call me, and it's like a donation thing. They donate their recycling and the money I put towards my college. Project 3R, right here on my hoodie. It's a nonprofit organization for to help ocean education and awareness and beach cleanups. And Recycle from Home is a mobile service where we're in 8 cities and unincorporated areas down here in Southern California. And that is, we pay the customers back for their CACRV cans and bottles, which for those who aren't in California, that's you pay 5 to 10 cents when you buy the container at the grocery store. What we do is when you give us the bottle, we pay you that 5 to 10 cents back.
Oh, okay. So you're actually paying that up.
That's what a recycle center would do. So we're just a mobile recycling center.
Right. That's interesting. So how has your approach to recycling evolved over the years with all of those? Has your outlook changed?
I mean, I kept thinking the same thing, recycling is really good for the planet and it's just so much fun as well. I just want to keep recycling and just doing it even more.
Right. And it gives you something to do, right? You have a bigger focus, right? Besides school, you have a bigger focus, which is an environmental level, which is kind of hard for kids to do, but you're doing it. So, congratulations to you on that.
Thanks.
So you've been featured on so many major platforms, from The Ellen Show to National Geographic to Time Magazine, Good Morning America, and so many others. We literally would need to spend probably another 10 minutes or so listing all of them, which is impressive to begin with. How do you handle being in the spotlight at such a young age while at the same time continue to push your message forward of recycling and protecting the planet?
I don't know. I just find it fun talking to people about recycling. I've talked to 23,000 kids in Vancouver, Canada before. It was so much fun. I enjoyed inspiring them because I know they all left there inspired. Everyone who's listening, I'm probably inspiring everyone right now as well to recycle. And it's just so much fun just talking to people and sharing about recycling.
So my daughter is 17, and I was telling her a little bit about you and that we were going to record this podcast. And her answer to me was, or I should say her reaction to me was, well, I guess I'm a little behind. How do you fathom that and wrap your mind around something like that when someone says that, someone who's older says, wow, you have done so much at 15. How do you handle that?
Well, I just told them start small. What I used to say when I was younger, let's say I was 7 or 8, if a 7-year-old kid like me could do it, anyone could do it, which was back then. So your daughter, since she's 17 now, back then she was probably 9 or 10. She could have been recycling then as well. It's easy. If I started young, anyone can do it. Just start small.
It's a perfect way to look at it. I totally agree with you.
It's you don't have to recycle all crazy like me. Just start small. And even if it's not recycling, try doing anything. Just start small.
Right. Just, taking one step is usually the hardest part to anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're known for collecting everything from plastic and glass beverage bottles to aluminum cans. Can you walk us through what happens to those items once you've collected them and why recycling these specific materials is so important for the environment?
Oh, yeah. So what happens is when I collect them, I take them home to sort. And whenever we have enough, we usually once or twice a week, we take them to the recycle center, big bags of the material. Well, then we give it to the recycle center. Then what they do is they have giant piles of each material in the back. They have a pile of plastic, pile of aluminum, and bins of glass because when you make a pallet of glass, it's a bit hard to pick it up. And then they bale up the aluminum and plastic, and they ship off all the materials to get made into new things. Aluminum and glass can be made into new things infinitely. So drinking out of a Coke or a Sprite can, that can be made into a new can, part to your car, anything really. Same thing with glass, but plastic could only be recycled a few times, and then it has to be like downgraded. So you may be drinking out of a water bottle one day that it says made out of recycled plastic. Yeah, it has been made out of recycled plastic, but it may not be able to be recycled again. So then it gets downgraded in something that's not like food quality safe, like maybe like a park bench or a school binder.
That's interesting. I did not know that. That is very interesting.
So it can still be semi-recycled, but like downcycled, downgraded, recycled.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure the exact term for it, but it's like downgraded almost.
Right. So then what happens to, in terms of like where you are, how do you go through that daily grind of like gathering and returning that and literally doing the whole cycle, no pun intended, over and over again?
Well, it's just fun. I love doing it. I get to spend time with my dad, of course. Usually we have a handful of customers, usually on Saturdays where we go. Like this past weekend, we had like 4 or 5 people to pick up from. Filled up my dad's truck. We took it to the recycle center. It's just lots of fun.
How many bottles and cans do you think you guys have recycled since you started?
Ooh, I have that number on my website. A little bit over 2 million. I
Over
think it's
2
like
million.
2,050,000-ish.
Wow. Even if you said 50,000-ish was your answer, I would be impressed. But 2 million is amazing. What a number.
To calculate it, what we do is when they give us the receipt for the bottles, we take the money and then we divide it by 0.05 because a nickel per container. And that's how many containers it is on average. Then we just add that up to our total.
But it's still a huge achievement, even, giving the money back and still returning over 2 million bottles and cans that are obviously not ending up in landfills or oceans or parks or beaches. That's a pretty good achievement for you.
Thanks.
So you've been called an environmental hero. I don't know how that sits with you. Would you agree with that? Or would you just look at it as though, I'm just a kid, I'm doing my thing, I'm doing my part to help take care of the planet? How do you look at that when someone says, Ryan, you are a hero, which I think you are?
I agree and disagree. I agree. Yes, of course I am. I help save the planet and stuff, but as well, I'm not, because I'm like everyone else who could also be a hero as well. So if everyone's a hero, then I'm not a hero.
That's a great point.
That would just make everyone a hero.
Right.
Then it's nothing special. So
that's right.
Then it's kind of better to not be one if everyone is one.
I agree. That's a great answer. I like that. You are, but you're not. It depends on how you're looking at it, right? Perspective is everything. Perspective is everything. Beyond your hands-on recycling work, you're also deeply involved in environmental education. What message do you hope to convey when you speak at schools or events, conferences, especially to young people like yourself, kids that are your age or thereabouts? But before you answer that, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll talk more with Ryan Hickman and how knowing is half the battle when it comes to educating people about the importance of recycling. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after this.
For over 20 years, Higher Ground has designed functional technology protection, helping students to work or learn anytime, anywhere. I'm Mark, president of Higher Ground, and I want to share with you how you can get a free sample of any of our rugged shells, sleeves, or clear backpacks. Visit hggear.com/sample and use your school's email and address. One thing, don't tell Alex because he'll be stuck with all the paperwork. Request yours and see for yourself how Higher Ground can help save your students and school downtime and money. Just remember, don't tell Alex.
Mark, what are all these sample requests filling my inbox?
Welcome back to Classroom Dynamics, where today we're talking with 15-year-old environmentalist Ryan Hickman, a youngster who's taking his message about the importance of recycling to the world. Before the break, I asked about the powerful message that you share when speaking at schools or events and conferences. How do you inspire other young people to take action and make a positive impact on the environment? And what do you hope they walk away with after hearing you speak?
Well, I always tell people, like I said earlier, just start small. Every little bit makes a big difference. So if you see a piece of trash on the ground, pick it up. I do beach cleanups every weekend. You don't need to live near a beach to make a difference. Clean up a park, a gutter in your street, a local community area. Like I go camping sometimes. I always bring a trash grabber, gloves, and a bag and pick up trash there. It's not matter where you are. Just pick up a little trash. It makes a big difference. I always try telling people that. And I just hope people are inspired and learn and want to help out the planet.
It's almost addicting, isn't it? Once you start cleaning up and you
Yeah.
see how much you get, you kind of want to do more, don't you?
Yeah. Usually our beach clubs during the summer, we get 30 to 40 pounds of trash.
That's amazing. That's a big number. And is that number just the number that you're picking up off the sand and in the vicinity of the beach?
Yeah. Mostly off the sand. I would say 95% of it's from the sand, and about 5% from the time we get from the car to the sand and back.
Wow. So that's
But
just
yeah, most of it's from the sand.
right. So that's just garbage that's ending up someone just dropping or doesn't care, not finding a receptacle.
The
to
beach
put
we
it in.
clean up is one. The beach we clean up is one of the most popular beaches in Southern California, Doheny. So it's lots of tourists there during the summer. Like during the winter when we go, we find probably 5 pounds of trash. It's just stuff that wash up. Maybe the few locals that are there, maybe blacks and leave something. But during the summer, I'd say there's a lot more trash there.
Yeah. When I'm on vacation and I'm on a beach, I usually do grab a bag and I'll just take a walk just to take a walk. And it really is amazing how fast, a little plastic bag, right?
I do that on vacation as well. See, we went to Hawaii last year and I did that exact thing. I grabbed a bag and picked up trash.
And isn't it amazing how fast that bag gets filled?
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes.
Right. So it's sad, but it actually makes you feel pretty good when you have a full bag because you're like, okay, you know what? That didn't end up there. It didn't stay there. I picked it up.
Yeah.
I love it. So social media for you obviously plays a huge role in spreading your message. Why is the use of social media such a big soapbox platform for you? And how important is it for you when spreading that message across the world, really?
Well, me personally, I'm not on social media. My dad helps me post because I try avoiding social media, but I do agree that it is a great way to spread like my message and stuff. Yeah, I just hope by doing that, more people see it as well. So
yeah, no, I think it's important to get the message across. And, just a few years ago, you probably wouldn't have been able to do that. When I was a kid, for sure, you couldn't do it. When your dad was a kid, for sure, he couldn't do it. But the fact that we have the technology today to actually put that message out there and have it just go around the world constantly, that has to make you feel pretty good when you're showing people what you're doing. And then someone else says, you know what? I can do that. And I'm going to start doing that where I live too. It has to make you feel good.
It does.
So looking forward, what are your goals for the future of Ryan's Recycling and other projects that you're involved with? What do you hope to happen in the next few years with all that?
Goals, I would say, first for Ryan's Recycling, hitting 3 million cans of bottles recycled, probably in a couple of years. Project 3R, talking to even more and more kids about recycling and beach cleanups and educational awareness about the ocean and stuff. And Recycle from Home, just getting more and more people to recycle.
What do your friends think of when they know who you are and what you're doing? What do they say? Do they say, hey, I want to come and help too? Do you inspire them to do that as well?
Yeah, definitely. I have a lot of friends that go to my beach clubs and stuff. And in school, they're really supportive about it.
Teachers as well?
Yeah.
That's great. Do you ever do anything with your school that's involved with it?
I did a lot with my elementary school and middle school. My elementary school, all the teachers would save cans, bottles from all the classrooms for me. And my middle school for the ASB and PAL classes, which is like it's like ASB, which is like the leadership kids there. Like they would go on like the harbor boat trips with us to learn about the importance of taking care of the planet. So that was always fun as well. And we're going to try work on getting things from my high school this year and next year.
Well, it's something really good to put on your college application one day, right?
Yep.
Always looking to the future. I love that you're doing that. So we have a couple of minutes left. And when we do have a couple of minutes, I usually like to play a game I call input output. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask you 5 questions and you're going to give me the first thing that comes to your mind. There are no wrong answers. Are you ready to play?
I think.
Okay. All right.
5
ready
questions
to go?
seems easy enough.
Easy enough. Here we go. The first question. When working one of your beach cleanups, what's the strangest or most unexpected item you've ever found?
I found shotgun shells, flip phone. Sometimes I find car keys. I found a $20 bill last month.
Well, that's worth it then, isn't it?
I think I found an iPhone 4 before, a flip phone that's all rusty. You find weird things at the beach.
But I got to say, finding money is probably the best.
Pays off.
It does. If you could create your dream recycling tool or machine, what would it do and how would it help the environment?
My dream recycling machine, I would say maybe an automatic sorter. So it would be easier to like help sort the bags because like when the customers give it to me, they're just mixed because we don't ask them to sort it. It's that give us a mixed bag, we dump it in and auto sort it for me, which it can help me recycle faster, and then I'll be able to get more recycling as well, more efficiently.
So if there's anyone listening who could make that happen, you would be very happy to take that, wouldn't
yes.
you? So when you collect it, you're basically getting glass, plastic, all aluminum, they're all in one bag and you have to sort by hand.
Yeah. A few customers sort it because they're nice, but we don't ask them to sort it. at your convenience because it's a donation program. So you
Right.
just give us it when we'll sort it for you.
Right. If you're asking them to sort, chances of them saying, "Oh, that's a little bit too much work and time. I don't have that kind of time."
Yeah.
And
It's like if you
that
sort
makes
it,
sense.
thank you. We appreciate it, but you don't have to.
Right.
We'll be happy to sort it.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite subject in school that connects to your passion for recycling for the environment?
I don't know if this would connect with my passion, but I love math.
Oh,
Maybe
it
counting
definitely
how many
does.
bottles I've recycled.
Yeah, over 2 million.
but I do love math.
Like, look, you've already estimated how long it's going to take to get to 3 million.
Yep.
And maybe when, as you're getting older and the word gets out more and more about it, maybe that'll actually happen a lot faster. What's one favorite did you know fact about recycling or the environment that you love sharing with people?
I always love sharing these 4 facts. It takes 90 years for a can to break down, 600 years for a plastic bottle to break down, and 1 million years for glass to break down. And 14% of the trash that's in the oceans right now is stuff that could be recycled, like cans, bottles, and glass. When I say breakdown, I mean like breakdown like in natural environment.
Right. But that's amazing. It would take that long for that to break down naturally.
Well, glass is made out of sand, which is rocks.
Right. Finally, what advice would you give to young people who want to make a difference but just don't know where to start or may feel like they can't make a difference on their own? What would you say to them?
Just start small. Every little bit makes a big difference. I started when I was 3.5. You can start now.
That's a perfect answer. Nice way to end it. Ryan, you are an amazing person. This has been such an informative and such a cool conversation. Your story is such a powerful reminder that age is never a barrier to making a real difference in the world. You've proved that with one person like yourself, one person with enough passion is enough to inspire change, even on a global scale. So whether it's collecting recyclables for neighbors or speaking to thousands of people about environmental responsibility, you've proved that small actions we take can have a huge impact, especially on our environment. So thank you for the time today, and thank you for being an incredible role model.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're an incredible role model. I mean, not just for even people, young people like yourself, but for people like me who are a little bit older, and even youngsters who are, just looking up to you in elementary school. We have all learned from you that the potential to create a better future is there, and your journey is showing us exactly how you do it, and you do it really well. Before we go, tell everyone where they can go to find out more about you and the work that you're doing.
Check out my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. My nonprofit has a TikTok, or first my Ryan's Recycling on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And then Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, Project 3R, and Instagram and Facebook for Recycle from Home.
And how about getting in touch with you to do the recycling pickups and all that?
If you recycling pickups, if you want to do beach cleanup with me, just email me go to my website www.ryansrecycling.com and send me an email through there.
Awesome. Well, for those of you who have been listening, thank you for tuning in today, and make sure that you share what you've learned or any takeaways or reflections that you've had, and tag us on X at Class Dynamics or Instagram at Classroom Dynamics Podcast, because we always look forward to hearing your thoughts on our episodes and sharing the different ways in which you're using what you've learned. You can also help support Classroom Dynamics with as little as $3 a month at classroomdynamicspodcast.buzzsprout.com. Once again, I'd like to thank the very inspirational and exceptional Ryan Hickman for joining us today on Classroom Dynamics. It's been a pleasure having you on with us. Please come back down the road so that we can recycle what we've already talked about today and then update it with the new things that are sure to come.
Oh yeah, I'll be happy to. Thanks for having me.
And that brings us to the end of this episode of Classroom Dynamics, where knowledge and inspiration meets innovation. I hope you've enjoyed today's discussion and found it both insightful and uplifting. As always, my goal is to provide you with practical strategies, engaging stories, and powerful insights that can fuel your motivation as an educator. I believe when knowledge and inspiration do come together, incredible things can happen in your classroom. And for all of you who think it's too late to strengthen your craft, I challenge you to make it your mission to do so. You've worked hard to get to where you are today, and it's never too late to infuse new life into your work. So why not make today that day to do so? I'm Adam Todd, and you've been listening to Classroom Dynamics, a teacher podcast. You can follow Classroom Dynamics on X at Class Dynamics and on Instagram at Classroom Dynamics Podcast. If you haven't already, go to Apple Podcasts and subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. We'll be back soon with more captivating conversations, inspiring stories, and strategies that you can implement into your everyday routines. Until then, keep igniting that spark in your classroom and never stop believing in the incredible impact that you have as an educator. You're more powerful and inspirational than you think. Did you miss our episode with Elijah Richardson? Well, if so, we headed to Queensland, Australia to meet 11-year-old environmentalist Elijah Richardson, a champion for the Great Barrier Reef and third place winner of the 2024 International Young Eco Hero Awards. As featured in Trust Your Wild Side, Elijah's passion for ocean conservation and youth activism is inspiring a global wave of change. Don't miss this must-listen episode for educators, parents, and anyone who believes in the power of young voices to protect our planet.
Well, I'm an ambassador for Coral Watch, which is an organisation that is helping reefs around the world by using their Coral Watch health charts to monitor the reef, and also by educating people about the importance and how to protect the reefs. And I'm also an ambassador for Tangaroa Blue, which is another amazing organisation that is helping the ocean environment by organising big beach cleans, and then they sort it all and they get tons of rubbish. And when I say tons, I mean tons. The amount is absolutely astounding.